In today's MANthoughts video, we go behind the scenes at the recent Top Gear filming. Hello and welcome back to MANthoughts. I'm Ash Robertson, and as I record this, we are less than a week away from the brand new series of Top Gear on its new home of BBC One. Now, I got a sneak preview of this brand new series as a member of the TV audience, but being the global situation that we are currently in, it wasn't your typical TV recording. With cramming 500 people into an aircraft carrier not being a great idea at the moment, the Top Gear team switched up the format and created an innovative drive-in studio at the Top Gear test track. Everyone was temperature checked on arrival and remained with their vehicles to maintain social distancing. Speaking of vehicles, there was a fantastic selection amongst the audience, with both new and classic models from the likes of Ferrari, Lamborghini, Jaguar, Aston Martin and Audi. There was a fantastic selection. All the major manufacturers were well represented, with loads of Golfs, Porsches, there was fast Fords and there was MGTFs because the producers had asked for cabriolets. And being that they'd asked for cabriolets, I convinced my brother that we should go down in his awesome BMW M3. Along with audience cars, private collectors and manufacturers have sent down some of their more unique models to help fill out that audience. So among the fantastic cars on show, you would see some real rare options, such as the Ford Mustang Mach-E race car, which has over 1400 brake horsepower. There was an Eagle Speedster there, and there was also Mark 1 versions of the Ford Escort and Audi Quattro from the heritage ranges of those manufacturers. So in short, there was plenty to catch your eye if you're a car fan and you're looking around this studio audience. The production team did a fantastic job of recreating the Top Gear studio outdoors, combining both a main stage and a satellite platform amongst the car park. Once we were parked up, we needed to wait for the sun to set before filming could commence. As we were there for a double recording, it gave us the opportunity to watch some of the films from the upcoming season. Season 29 will consist of just 5 episodes. Also, because of lockdown and travel restrictions, the majority of films are set here in the UK. For some, there was even more disruption as they were started before lockdown and only picked up recently with new guidelines in place. We've got more about one of those films coming up later. Don't ask me why, but we were there for episode 1 and episode 4. But nonetheless, it gave us a great opportunity to see how they would start life on their new channel of BBC One. And I can promise you, it is a fantastic opener. Along with Chris Harris's tremendous review of the stunning Ferrari SF90 Stradale, the trio head to Bolton to try out 3 of the latest and greatest company cars. While Chris is in the BMW 3 Series, you've got Freddie in the Volvo S60 and hometown boy Paddy McGuinness is in the Tesla Model 3. This is a fantastic film for a number of reasons. Firstly, because you've got Paddy showing the guys the sights of Bolton and all the places where he grew up, and also because they're not allowed to set foot outside of their car for 24 hours. So you've got all the fun and hijinks that creates of them going into Bolton Market to get supplies, and also as they try and climb through the windows of each other's cars to sit in on each other's hot laps. You get some really funny and genuine reactions during that whole sequence. There's also a great moment where the trio try out the Tesla's built-in karaoke machine and give us a interesting rendition of Sweet Caroline. It's a really strong opener which perfectly kicks off the new series and expertly demonstrates the chemistry that's there among the 3 presenters. But after a quick wardrobe change, it was time to move on to episode 4, and the theme for this episode is Best of British. Now, as part of that, the guys take on a range of challenges against former F1 driver Heinz-Harald Frentzen as they try and prove which cars are best, German or British. Now, this is an example, as I was speaking about earlier, where the films weren't finished. They were still in the edit process, so we weren't able to watch the episode in full. So for us, we just watched the studio segments and then we went on to the next part of the show. However, there's a great range of cars involved. For the Brits, you have the likes of the Bentley Flying Spur, the McLaren GT and the Aston Martin DBX, while the Germans are represented by the likes of the Porsche Panamera and the Audi RS Q7. It certainly looks like fun from the trailer teasers and the images released so far. This episode will also feature a tribute to the legendary racing driver Sir Stirling Moss, who sadly passed away at the age of 90 earlier this year. This is another film that we didn't get to see, but I cannot wait to watch when the series goes out. And just like that, it was all finished, and it was time for us to make the 130-mile trip back home. But before I leave you, I've got some other tidbits and details that I was able to pick up while we were there for the filming. As they parked us up earlier than they'd expected, and they were still waiting for the sun to set, we were able to watch some of the films that will come later in the series. One of the best examples was the film which is shown quite prominently in the new trailer, and that's where they take on the famous Wall of Death. They did this in insurance write-offs, which they paid just £5,000 for, if my memory serves me correctly. But you had Paddy in a Porsche Cayman, you had Chris in a respectable Ford Focus RS, and Freddie turned up in a battered Maserati Quattroporte. We also got to see the first part of the Race to 200 miles an hour film, which features Chris in the awesome Ferrari F40, Freddie in the Jaguar XJ220, and Paddy in the now famous Lamborghini Diablo. In case you missed the headlines, this is the horrible moment where Paddy lost control and basically wrote off the Diablo. So we got to see just past the crash where Paddy swaps the damaged Diablo for a Skoda of all things. We didn't actually get to see the rest of the film because we had to move on with the recording we were there for, but it's a really nasty crash. And they get some of the angles from it. It's mainly the in-car action, and you can just see Paddy's reaction as he loses control of the Diablo and it just drives into the verge. It's really hard to watch if you're a car fan, and you can see the sorrow in his face as the recovery truck pulls up with the damage all clear to see in the Diablo. It's really hard to watch. Couple of other notes for you. The gang take to Alton Towers to test out 3 of the latest compact EVs. They also race down a ski slope in Cyprus in 3 rented cars. Paddy creates an all-terrain electric ice cream van, and we're not sure why, but Stig drives a tank. That's all before the big finale, which takes place in sunny Blackpool. But all in all, I'm really looking forward to watching this new series of Top Gear when it lands this Sunday, October the 4th on BBC One. For all the studio bits we were there for, they were really funny, and all the films that we got to see and some of the sneak peeks we got from the rest of the series, they're really entertaining and they're definitely fun to watch. There's some real comedy moments in there. It's one of those that maybe if you've poo-pooed this new version of Top Gear, maybe you've written it off, it's definitely time to consider it now because it's so funny. I was one of those that first sort of turned away from this new version of Top Gear, but they've really hit that right formula now and the chemistry is there, and in the films that you're going to see in this upcoming series, it is so clear to see. I really hope you enjoyed our Season 29 preview and our behind the scenes look at this new series of Top Gear. It's definitely a really good experience if you can get tickets to be in the audience for Top Gear, especially in this new drive-in format. If the situation continues, whether they have to do another series like that, it won't be a problem because it was a great way to be a part of the show. It was a great new dimension to the show and a great experience for those in the audience. And I definitely encourage it. Tickets are easy to get compared to the Clarkson era Top Gear, and you get a great experience too. But please do like, share and subscribe. Don't forget to comment down below with what you're looking forward to the most from this new series of Top Gear. We've got plenty of content here at MANthoughts to keep you entertained. Whether you're into Top Gear or the Grand Tour, you can find plenty of that here, along with things across TV, music, sport. You'll find it here at MANthoughts, so please do consider subscribing and tap that bell icon to stay notified. But until next time, I'm Ash Robertson, and we'll see you again soon here at MANthoughts.